Have you ever just rolled out of bed on a crisp autumn morning already thinking about dinner? I'm talking about some good old-fashioned supper food. Well, this is my take on that good old-fashioned supper food, the classic dish of pot roast. Now I'll be preparing it the way I remember my mom preparing it, in one pot on the stove, accompanied by lots of hearty vegetables like carrots, celery, onions, potatoes. In addition to that, I will be preparing Brussels sprouts. So, that's what's on the Blasian Medley menu for today. Stovetop pot roast as well as oven roasted Brussels sprouts. And I'm your host, Doreen Moore. So let's get this dinner rolling. Here are the ingredients for today's meal. Now I have here our pot roast. Now this is about a 4 to 5 pound roast. This has been marinating overnight, and I have seasoned it with a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of paprika, as well as a teaspoon of coarse sea salt and 1 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. The pot roast will be cooked with 6 Yukon potatoes, as well as 2 large carrots, 1 stalk of celery, a half of this large onion, and for fragrance purposes I will also put in a half of green pepper. In addition to the roast, I will be oven roasting some Brussels sprouts. They will be oven roasted with a little bit of butter, some garlic, as well as some olive oil. So let's get started with our roast. Now, as you can see, we have our pot already heating with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. What I'm going to do is brown our roast. Now I've dusted our roast with flour so that we can get a nice crispy sear on it. We're looking for color as well as texture so that it could be the base of our sauce. So go ahead and put your roast in the pan. We're going to brown that on all sides. In the meantime, I have a pot here of water boiling so that I could blanch our Brussels sprouts. After our water has come to a rolling boil, we're going to go ahead and blanch our Brussels sprouts. So we'll put this in our boiling water for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then we'll remove it, putting it in ice cold water so that we can stop the cooking process. Just like that. And you can add the lid to your roast if you wish. That's going to brown on all sides. I have since finished blanching our Brussels sprouts. Now what I've done to stop the cooking process is I've dumped them in a bucket of ice cold water. After that, I placed them on this cookie sheet, which I have smeared with 2 large pats of butter as well as 2 cloves of minced garlic. I also drizzled some olive oil on the Brussels sprouts. Now what I'll do is I'll give it a quick toss just like this to make sure that it's thoroughly coated with the butter as well as the garlic. Just like that. Now I will place our Brussels sprouts in a 450-degree oven and roast them for about 10 minutes. As you can see, our roast has browned nicely on all sides. What we do now is add our 3 cups of water as well as our onion. We will let this cook for about 2 to 3 hours. So go ahead, add your onion and 3 cups of water. Just like this. Our Brussels sprouts have roasted for about 10 minutes on 450-degree heat. So they're now done. I will go ahead and put them in our serving dish. You can go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of coarse sea salt if you wanted a little added flavor. But remember, I already have about 2 pats of butter as well as olive oil on our Brussels sprouts. Go ahead and put them all in your serving dish just like this. After about an hour, remove the lid. As you can see, the bulk of the water has rendered down to the juice, but we still have about another hour to cook this, so we want to add another cup of water. So go ahead and add 1 more cup of water. We're Replace the lid and let it cook for 1 more hour. An hour after we added the additional cup of water, we will now go ahead and add our vegetables. As you can see, the water has cooked down to a nice thick sauce, and the roast is just about done, if not all the way done. So we'll go ahead and add our vegetables. And these vegetables will cook in that remaining juice of the roast for 15 to 20 minutes. So go ahead and add the green pepper for the fragrance, your potatoes, your carrots, and celery. Put the lid on and cook for another 15 to 20 minutes. So, remember when I said something about waking up and thinking about dinner? Well, dinner is served. And today's Blasian Medley dinner is stovetop pot roast, as well as oven roasted Brussels sprouts. So, if you like this Blasian Medley meal, be certain to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and visit our website at www.blasianmedley.com. And don't forget, we're on Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. So it looks like the only thing left to do is for me to enjoy. Enjoy.